I'm Jesse Thorne. This is Put This On. We're at Leonard Logsdail in New York City with Leonard Logsdail, and we're going to find out what's inside your suit jacket. Leonard, what are the essential pieces on the inside of the chest of a jacket?
Well, the chest of the jacket, there could be a fused chest, or there can be a floating chest, or it can be a completely canvassed garment. Well, the three examples we have here, one is completely fused from top to bottom. The other one, which is a more expensive garment, has a fused front, but also with a floating chest piece, and the one that I'm making is completely canvassed. And the idea is, as you go up the scale, that you get a body of a garment is built into it, so that when somebody's wearing it a few years' time, that you still retain this shape. You can't get that with the fused.
Let's tear this thing open and see what's
Let's
inside.
have a look. Let's have a look. This is the fused one, and it's a new garment. And you can see if we turn this inside out, it's stuck completely to the fabric. And I may even be able to, well, I probably can't even pull it off through here. Sometimes these can break down when you send them to a cleaners, or if you get caught in the rain, something like that. But for $100, or probably what this actually is not a bad garment.
Okay, let's take a look at a more mid-range piece. This is something you might buy at Saks or a mid-range department store for $1,500 as part of a suit.
We can see this one has a fusing, but a much softer fusing, and it's going to make the jacket flow a little bit more. And it also has a floating chest piece in here, which also really doesn't do much. It's just there. There's no shape to it. The idea is that we'll give it a little bit more body, but when you look at the front, I know this is an old coat, but as it lays there, it's pretty flat.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of life in it.
Let's take a look at a piece that you're working on right now.
This is a velvet jacket, nice rich blue velvet jacket, and the canvas is all stitched by hand. And you can see that there's a lot of care and attention to this. It's much like building a building. I mean, if you build a building but you don't put the guts inside, the thing's just going to break apart after a period of time. There's nothing different from that with the suit. It's what goes on the inside that makes the garment expensive, that makes it last. And the shape that we put in there is built so that it goes round and cuts into the waist and puts some shaping in there. But you know, we're talking at several $1,000s here as opposed to, you know, a few hundred there. But there's a big difference. And if you can afford it, it's worth it, because it then becomes something that you can wear for the next 10, 15 years and still look good.
So here's the question. If you're not going to a custom tailor, what can you do to determine whether you're buying something that at least has some of the qualities that are going into this piece?
I think the bottom line is you've got to go with your gut. If you put a jacket on and you look in the mirror and you think, gee, I look really good in this, go with it.
Well, Len, thank you so much for taking the time.
It's been my pleasure.
You can find more good tips on our blog at putthison.com.